We are living in an unprecedentedly dangerous moment, maybe the worst crisis in America literally since the Civil War. You have a president who is acting unconstitutionally and illegally. Guess what? These projects have been appropriated.
Yes.
They were signed by a president. It is illegal to rescind them.
The worst since the Civil War. There you go. More fear-mongering from the left. Pleased to bring in now with more reaction, Montana Senator Steve Daines, a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and Finance Committees. We just saw you also speaking to our great colleague, Alana, who's been working tirelessly up there. Senator, great to have you with us. So we have a situation now where there is an opportunity in 30 minutes for Democrats to get the memo, to say, yeah, this is going to end up bad for me. Some are facing tight re-elections. Some are going to be leaving their office. Do you have any hope that the government will reopen today?
Well, we're going to find out for sure in the next 90 minutes when these votes begin. Last night, I think there was some hope. There was some pretty good dialogue going on between some Democrat senators and Republicans, common sense type discussions about how we could move forward to get this clean CR passed. But I'm afraid the far left has captured that now, and I'm not as optimistic as I was last night. I've not seen such political theater here in Washington since Hamilton. I mean, this really is all about theatrics. It's about the far left side of the Democrat Party taking hostages within Democrat senators. They really have. If you look at all the polling data, even within Democrats, they're split pretty evenly about this shutdown.
Well, thanks for bringing us there, actually. I want to put up some of the polling because we're going to hear from Caroline Levitt in just a minute. But you're right. The messaging is sort of the blame game. You've got Jeffries putting out this saying 71% of Americans believe ACA subsidies should be extended. Okay, well, obviously, a lot of things could be discussed before the end of December, Senator. And then you have Caroline Levitt talking about the New York Times. New York Times poll, 65% believe the government should not be shut down. So when people hear Bernie Sanders talking about the crisis, you know, it's really confusing for average Americans who are just saying, I just want the government to not be so dysfunctional. And now we have polling. You know they're reading these polls. Something's going to give. I just don't know when you think it may break. And with Chuck Schumer being the one at the holdout, New York, Mondami, Hakeem Jeffries, New York, Mondami, do you really think that they're going to actually try to side with Republicans and what that would do for their political future?
Well, certainly Chuck Schumer is in a terrible position. That Washington Post article op-ed was exactly right. They have flown into a box canyon. They've taken out hostage now. They don't know what to do. They're in a difficult position. These shutdowns, as I've seen in the past, they start with a big bang. They end with a whimper. At some point, they're going to realize there's not a political objective or policy objective to be obtained. You just got to basically say, okay, let's move on. This is a very easy problem to solve. All we need is 5 Democrat senators to join the rest of us as Republicans and vote yes here in 90 minutes. And then you can start the negotiations moving forward in these spending bills between now and November 21st. This is exactly what is the standard mode of operation in Washington over many, many years, except for one thing has changed. Chuck Schumer is afraid of his political future. That's why this truly is a Schumer shutdown.
You know, Senator Speaker Johnson and